Hi, and this is Francisco Bijan from vitalcoaching.com, and we are talking about spiritual power. The title of this video is Connect with Your Source. The reason why I want to talk about this today is because one of the main reasons why you might not be totally happy in life is because you feel a sense of isolation or separation. When you observe in modern world, in modern society, this is one of the main causes for not being happy. It is basically, you might have all the material things that you need, you might be surrounded by a loving family sometimes, you might be healthy, and still you feel that something is missing. And this is what we want to focus on today. It is the idea of reconnecting with a reality, with a space, or with a part of yourself which is deeper, more profound than just the worldly aspect of your personality. Both aspects, your personality and your universal identity, work together in just your being, in your mind, in your life. And when you are engaged in worldly matters, simply with your job, profession, or with your love life, with your relationship, with your health, focusing on your body, etc., all these aspects are around your personality. Now, when you are purely focused on that, you obviously miss on a certain dimension, which is the spiritual dimension. And without wanting to scare you with this word, the goal is very simple. What you want is every now and then to experience a form of connection with something which is bigger than yourself, vaster than yourself, so that you can feel that actually there is a sense of unity or a sense of universality within yourself. And while you go on with your normal daily tasks and daily activities, you still feel like there is a sense of connection no matter where you are and no matter what you are doing. You will notice that if you get simply trapped within a worldly cycle of activities, going after money, going after material possessions, and all the natural personal goals, these are very good, it's no problem with that. Now, if this is not enough, you will notice that the next step is really about establishing this sense of connection with something which is vaster and more profound than that. So what I want to give you today is a very, very simple technique, and the goal is not to take you all the way to, maybe to nirvana, even though that can be the case, I don't know. It is just to have a little glimpse or an experience if you never had that experience. Even if you had that experience before, you will notice that with this very simple technique, it will give you really a bridge or a gateway to reconnect with this sense of unity, no matter where you are and no matter what you are doing in life. Okay, so let's focus on this. This is very simple, and probably if you have been meditating before, if you have been already engaged into some form of yoga or tantra practice or into some form of Buddhist practice, and even if you have been going to church or doing something which is along the spiritual line, maybe you might have experienced that already and already practiced that without even knowing about it. The goal is very simple. It is to focus on your breathing. Now, when you focus on your breathing, you invoke a certain spirit naturally. This happens by itself. You invoke a spirit of peace. You bring a certain form of quietness to your mind. And once your mind gets quiet, basically it gives you the possibility to break through into other dimensions of your mind, other dimensions of your consciousness, all the way into your spirit, into something which is eventually more profound, deeper, and all the time always united with the vast sea of reality. Now, all these are concepts, what I'm talking about right now. The only way for you to understand this reality, if you didn't experience it before, is to simply experience it. So, what I'm going to show you is very simple. It's a simple technique that you can practice every day, for a few minutes. Maybe when you wake up in the morning or in the evening, when you have a moment, you simply sit down, relax, you close your eyes, and then for a few seconds you don't do anything. You just stay there quiet. And you will notice that after a while there is a natural sense of peace which appears in your mind. Even if your mind is very active, with thoughts worries or the things that you have been doing during the day, don't worry about that. The only thing that you want to do is simply sit down, close your eyes, and relax. And once you stay in that position for a few seconds, maybe for a minute even, you can start focusing on your breathing. What happens when you focus on your breathing is that you give a certain point of attention to your mind, and this tends to quiet your mind. The other thing that happens is that you notice that when you are breathing in and breathing out, you connect with air. And air is basically everywhere. The air that you breathe is really the same air as somebody else will breathe. It means that there is no difference. It's like a sea of energy, a sea of life force. And it is, to a certain extent, it is an archetypal or a metaphor for something which is happening inside, which is the fact that your mind, your spirit, is connected with a universal field of consciousness all the time. And all you have to do is simply kind of bring your outer senses to a quiet point so that you can observe what happens after that. Now, this is very simple. You will notice that the kind of experiences that you can reach when you practice this are hard actually to describe by words, because it can be simply a sense of happiness, a sense of peace, and even though you cannot define it with words very clearly, you realize that it brings some very positive qualities in your mind and in your life. And the reason why you will keep on doing it is because you like it, because you enjoy this moment and you realize that it's manifesting something in your life. This is the most basic and simple technique that you can have to actually access higher levels of consciousness or more profound aspects of your life. So let's practice that for a couple of minutes, maybe for a little moment. You can simply close your eyes and sit down, or you can even stand up if you prefer. What is important is that you are in a comfortable position. And then the first thing that you will observe is really that probably your thoughts, emotions are still active. Now don't worry about it, this is fine. Then you probably have this impulsion of breathing a little bit deeper, and when you do that, you simply start observing the in and out flow of your breath. And that's it. That's all you can do. You just stay in that position or in that space for a few minutes. If you never practiced that before, just maybe focus on practicing it for a short period of time, maybe a few minutes. And if you're already good at it, then you can stretch that and make it a natural and longer practice, even up to an hour or even more. You can practice that at home, you can practice that when you are in nature, outside, and the goal is very simple. It's simply to experience what happens when you go there. And that's it. That's all I want to share with you today. This is really the idea of connecting with your source. This is where we come from. This is like a field of consciousness or a field of universal energy that you can feel, and actually gives you has really the potential to give you this kind of missing link that you might feel when you are really engaged into worldly ongoing activities. You might feel, okay, well, even though I'm putting all this effort and all this energy into these worldly things, something is still missing. And this might be a link or a technique or a gateway which will give you this in the first stages. Okay, I hope this makes sense. I wish you a wonderful day, and again, for more on this, visit vitalcoaching.com. This is where this video comes from, and I'll be happy to help you further with that. You take care for now, and bye bye.